a warm welcome to the Hidden to Heard series. And I want to introduce you to Elif Köse. She's a transformational confidence coach, sought after speaker, author of 7 Steps, Unshakable Confidence, the powerful guide that's helping women who feel silent to reclaim their voice. She's the creator of the best-selling confidence journal, which I know we're going to speak about, and the visionary founder, and this is her newest edition, but incredible, of the Confidence magazine. And she is a woman that helps other women elevate their voices through confidence. And really, Elif's work is where strategy meets soul. And we will be talking today about how your confidence is actually your greatest currency. So welcome, 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 Elif.
Hi, Abby. Thank you so much. I am honored to be here. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm really pleased that you're here, um, taking part in this Hidden to Heard series. And so I've got some questions. Let's get right in that I'd love to ask you.
Go
My
for it.
first one is, Elif, I did a little bit of research on you, and I know that you arrived in the UK probably 18 years ago or something, correct me if I'm wrong, with just £200 in your pocket from Turkey. You didn't speak any English.
Hmm.
Can you just take us back to that time? Like when you did that, like what were you carrying emotionally, spiritually, like and in your heart that really
Mm.
just gave you the courage to keep going?
Thank you. Yes, it's been 19 years exactly. Last week, I have been here. I came here as an au pair, and it was £265 to be exact.
Thank you.
Yes, that was my last monthly salary. I converted to English pound, and I came here as an au pair. And it has been a journey. Going back to your question, what I was carrying emotionally, I think there was
Mm,
a bit of a fear, but liberation. And I left my country feeling I felt stuck here. I didn't feel I belonged here. But when I arrived in the UK, I didn't belong there either. So I was
mm,
always the other girl in the room. It didn't matter where I was. I was the other girl who lived in England, and I came here and I was the other girl, the Turkish girl who was au pair, and then I started my own businesses. But I always had these emotional weight of carrying, trying to fit in wherever I go.
yeah.
And I loved what you are creating with Hidden to Heard because I was actually hiding a lot of parts of me, thinking that people wouldn't like me, thinking that people would disapprove me. And yes, they did. There were people didn't, but I also had people who was there to support me, who actually loved the very part of me that was me. So, when we are
Mm,
actually
interesting.
hiding ourselves, thinking we have to perform, because especially women, I notice, as you know, I'm sure we'll tap into that. I come from fashion background, and
Yes.
having helped thousands of people looking the part, dressing the part. And I
Yeah.
was that too. I always dressed the part. I always carried myself so tall and so confident. I looked it, but I didn't feel it
Yeah.
until I had to pause. I had
Yeah.
to pause thanks to pandemic. When the pandemic kicked,
Yeah.
it was the time that I actually stopped. First time. It's like
First
I
time
just
in how long?
for many years. I mean, it would be 15 years almost.
And so the first time you stopped in 15 years, and I'm just going to circle back a little bit. Can you just
Yeah.
interject with what you were doing in that 15 years in terms of fashion. I think
Okay,
that's
so
really important.
I came here as an au pair. After living as an au pair for a year, I started running my own alteration business, altering people's
Mm,
clothes, and there was a missing factor in my life that I couldn't really speak the language well.
yeah.
But if there is one tip I'd like to give your listeners would be it is so easy to look at our life and our skills and our um, beings, what is missing. It's very easy to find that. But I think the one thing that helped my success in this journey that I looked at what I had. And I had the
Yeah.
skills to sew, I could stitch, I could create. And it didn't really require that much of a level of English, you know? And
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
could always build. I think there's one thing that so many people are missing and holding themselves back, waiting for next course to be completed, next diploma, next qualification, or
Yeah.
the next
Yeah.
book, or the next you are actually delaying because confidence isn't something that we are born with. The knowledge doesn't just come to you. You know, just think
Hmm.
about it. Think about it as just a newborn child. You know, they don't come out the world knowing everything. It takes time. You built it. You know, a child doesn't get up to start learning how to walk. And then when they fall first time when they try to walk, they don't just give up and say, sod it, I'm not going to walk now.
Yeah.
They get up
Yeah.
again and
Absolutely.
again and again and again. And the same thing happens, you know, we have to keep watering ourselves again and again and again till we are confident enough that what I know is good enough. What
Yeah.
I bring on this table is good enough.
Yeah.
Yes, I may not know as much, but I'm becoming. You
Mm.
know,
Hmm.
when you start to have that courage to love the women you are becoming, because we are evolving every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every day, nothing stops us evolving. It could be a conversations you have or you listen to on a bus.
Yeah.
It can
Yeah.
change trajectory of your life within one sentence, and you may just see the world completely differently.
Yeah.
But you have to pause to listen. And
Yeah.
that's what I did. I paused, I was doing sewing. Then
Mm.
we would have to sit here for hours to share the entire story. But I was looking for opportunities always. So
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
didn't have such great um, events in my life. You know, when I was a little
Sure.
girl, I was sexually abused,
Yeah.
molested. Um, so when I look that part of my life, I feel shame. But I didn't look there. I just looked what
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
What have you
Yeah.
got? What can you bring to the table? We all have skills. We all have value we bring to this world. When
Thank
you
you.
focus on that, it just opens so much opportunities. So you don't look at the closed doors, you just keep seeing the other opportunities.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. And I saw a friend who was closing her shop and desperately looking for someone to take over her lease.
Yeah. Hmm.
I I said I could do it. I don't know how to do it, but I'll learn.
Yeah. And that's exactly what you did for
And
many, many years.
yeah,
And you were an extremely successful fashion designer, you know, not just locally in the UK, but actually globally across the world. And so
yeah.
I guess my next question is you've built something really powerful around confidence, but what did confidence mean to you back then? And how has that meaning evolved, that word confidence evolved on your journey?
Like I said, you know, when I was doing the fashion, especially, it was my childhood dream, by the way. You know, it was my
Yeah,
childhood dream that I
you
always wanted to be
manifested.
a fashion designer. I wanted to be on those stages across the globe, and I did. I was New York Fashion Week, London Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week. I did it all.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
dream came true.
Yes.
And to me, confidence meant you had to look the part, you had to dress well, you had to perform the strength,
Yeah.
not not be it, but it was the performance for me. But
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
was actually breaking inside. You
Yeah.
know, I just
Yeah.
kept thinking confidence was this mask. I used to even say, "Oh, you can fake it till you make it."
Make it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, that's changed. But I still believe fashion has huge impact in one's confidence, especially on a stage.
Yeah.
When you're
Yeah.
dressed the part, you feel more confidence. I mean, think about the Superwoman or the Wonder Woman. When the Wonder Woman dresses up and she suddenly stands straight, doesn't she?
Yeah.
So there
Absolutely.
is a huge part but it's only the part of the puzzle.
Yes.
Confidence really needs to come from inside. And to me, confidence meant being loud, you know.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
It meant you had to be seen in a more physical way.
Yes.
But it doesn't have to be. It can be quiet.
Yeah.
It can be the confidence is that inner safety that you don't actually need to do it to get the applause. You do it because you've given that
Yes.
through whatever you believe, the universe, the God, the higher energy.
Yeah.
I'm doing it because I can.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank
You
you.
know, that
Hmm.
confidence really is that to me, having the inner trust, that inner safety where it doesn't say, look at me, I'm here. It's saying, I can hold myself no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that answer. Thank you. And I guess leading on from that, as as a woman, as an immigrant woman who's really transformed, like you've really transformed your own narrative. Like,
Mhm.
what personal story did you have that once you decided to keep hidden that you now speak about with like power and your own essence of grace?
Oh, there's quite a few.
Uh-huh. What's the one
Um,
that you really think shifted the needle for you?
I think it's the power of no longer betraying myself to fit in.
Yeah.
I kept betraying myself to fit in, to be agreeable, to be successful. I was constantly available for everybody.
Yes.
I wasn't selective enough. I was just waiting to be accepted.
Yes. Yeah.
Because when I'm accepted, when I'm seen, when I'm agreeable, when I'm doing what everybody else expects me to do, I would finally arrive. That's what I felt.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
it's but it's you know it it's not that. I was just constantly, especially within my family and
Yeah.
closely friendship, I
Hmm.
was constantly keeping myself down. Even if I knew the answer, I would just stay silent so the other person wouldn't feel intimidated because I was in my head protecting them and
Yeah.
protecting and creating the peace. But I am actually just betraying myself there. That's no longer there.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think what's really, thank you. And I think what's really interesting about that is when you dig a little deeper underneath that, actually what you were doing is you were having to relearn new cultural, social norms because your cultural background was very much about allowing people to be heard over you,
Yeah.
holding the peace, keeping it in a way that everybody else felt safe. And you had to really reinvent that part of you in terms
Mhm.
of confidence because that wasn't something that you saw much of when you were growing up. So it's interesting, isn't it, how much you've actually evolved over that period of
Yeah,
time.
that was a learned behavior for me. I had
Yeah.
to I had to, keep everyone's peace. I
Yes.
had I had to, but I just realized whose this peace I'm keeping here? Certainly
Right?
wasn't mine. I just do you know what I realized, Abby? I was addicted to be needed,
Yeah, I love that. Yes.
but
Addicted to being needed.
I was at
Yeah.
the same time terrified to be seen. Do you
Yeah.
see the
Yes.
contradiction in my life?
Absolutely. Yeah. 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 That was the juxtaposition. And I think what's really, what I love about this conversation, because it is all about being hidden to heard, is how you're able to articulate all of those different steps and all of those different pointers where you've now recognized in the awareness of, you know, those life contradictions that come up for us
Mhm.
all the time and the decisions that you made in order for you to keep coming home to yourself.
Exactly. Yeah, when you stop hiding, so people are seeing you so I am seen as the strong one. That was the problem. I was seen as the strong one, the capable one, the person who can just do it all. Elif can do it.
Yeah, yeah,
I couldn't. I was drowning,
yeah,
Abby. I needed help. And that's when I started to pause. I paused, and the pausing and the more I stayed silent and stop hearing everybody, that disconnect from all the things that seem to be serving me,
yeah.
suddenly just cleared. My mom says they clean themselves, like some people clean themselves from your life, it's like they beat
Yes,
themselves out.
yeah,
So
uh-huh,
it's
yeah,
like, it's like my garden. I realized, yes, I had all of those herbs and plants and flowers, everything was growing in here, but none of them was flourishing and flowering and fruiting, nothing,
yeah,
because I was
yeah.
trying to hold it all together. The
Mm,
moment I removed with love, nothing with
mhm.
hatred, nothing with anger. I think the moment you stop pointing fingers, that's what pausing taught me. I realized I was a victim of my own life
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
stories I was telling myself, and my past was I was victim, I was this victim.
yes,
The moment I stopped pointing fingers to my abuser, to my ex-fiance, to my mum and
yeah,
dad, to my brothers, to my friends who didn't see me when I was like doing everything for them to see me, I realized how much expectations was there.
yeah, yeah,
The expectation and miscommunication is really what affects our quality of life and business.
yeah, yeah. Beautiful share, beautiful share, straight from the heart, as
Mm.
always. And it leads me on to just having this interview with you. Like many women, they'll look at people like you and think, oh my God, she's so fearless. I could never be like that. Like, what would you say, given your experience, which you've just eloquently shared with us? What would you say to the woman who still feels stuck, uncertain, or that actually she's, I don't even want to say lost her voice. It's almost like her voice has been suppressed. What
Mm.
would you say to that woman?
First of all, I would say I'm not fearless. I have I suppose I learned to walk with the fear without it letting me control my life. I have the fear. I have the worries. I get on the stage. I have been speaking on stages well over 6 years now.
Yes.
Every time I get on that stage, nobody sees it apparently, but I know there is nerves. I lose
Yeah.
control. I forget
Yeah.
my words. But the one thing I always say that if when I forget my words, I just remember my breath. I
Yes.
remember it and I connect myself to it. So the fear is always there, but I lead with it. I
Yeah.
use it as my power.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to those who are feeling stuck, I suppose the most of the time, I won't generalize it, but most of the time, people who feel stuck or uncertain in their journey, it's usually comes from their disconnection from themselves. We
Mm.
are so busy, again, going back to fitting in, living under the expectations of society and how the business should look like, how a
Yeah.
woman should look like, how a mother should look like, how a wife should act like. We have all these societal expectations from women. It
Yeah.
really disconnects us from ourselves.
Yeah.
So, what I
Absolutely.
would say, if you feel like disconnected and uncertain, again, pause and go back, go within, because everything starts with you. If you don't really quieten all the outside noise and the expectations and all the learnings that you have been told that a
Yeah.
woman should look like that, wife should act like that,
Hmm.
business needs to bring in this much of an income, and
Yeah. Yeah.
or a friendship should be like this, and who makes that decision anyway?
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
when you stop the outside noise and really listen to your inner heart and really go in, it really opens up so much space for you to speak your truth, even to yourself. This is why I feel every woman, every woman, no matter what part of the journey they are in, they need
Hmm.
to go and I'm the advocate for retreats and spaces like this.
Yeah.
They need to
Absolutely.
go to a retreat where, like themselves, other women who are there for their own healing journey, not to compete, not to compare, but to
Yeah.
really go within, because the pause is the only time you will be able to bring awareness what's not
Hmm.
serving you. The
Yeah.
moment you
Yeah.
know what is not serving you, you can then take them out of your life or
Yeah.
bring what needed. If you don't know, you will be just like drifting around.
Yes.
But when
Yeah.
you are aware, you can shift things and shuffle things and
Yeah.
reprogram what's needed.
Yeah.
The only way to do that
Mhm.
is pause. I would say just pause.
Yeah.
Just go where you feel heard. Go where you feel seen,
Yeah.
without judgment, without titles, without income level, just as you, as the woman.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you don't need to be anybody. Just be you.
Yeah. Just be you. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I think um, it's been really rich, and it's so interesting, isn't it, how quickly time goes when you're having these like deeply aligned conversations. But before we
Yeah.
finish off, one of the things that I did want to speak into a little bit more was your vision of creating, as part of you being the transformational confidence coach, but your vision of creating your confidence magazine. And like, where did that come from? And where are you at with it now?
Confidence magazine was really a magazine that I wanted to create. Wish it was there that I read.
Right. Something that you wish that you could read.
I wish I could read if it was there to hear the real stories. Because if anything, Abby, you are in this business of transformation and you are an
Yeah.
incredible woman who've helped thousands of people. I admire you. You know how other people's stories, listening and hearing them gives us the courage that's
Yes.
to say, I am not alone.
Yeah.
And Confidence magazine is that. It's almost like revolution, really. I
Yeah.
want to talk about the stories of women who have made a difference. There's stories like women are sharing after 25, 30 years of marriage, they go through a divorce and they don't know
Absolutely.
what to do with it.
Yeah.
And they found the way and how they found the way. If those women didn't speak about it, how would we find,
Yeah.
our struggles, our problems becomes somebody else's survival guide.
Yeah.
And
I
Confidence
love that.
magazine is a compass really for women who just want to learn from real stories because life isn't just clean cut black and white. It's so
Yeah.
many ups and downs and ins and outs to it. And this magazine is just really serving from my heart. And I've got, and the last issue has just come out and we're working on the next issue. It's quarterly
Mm.
magazine
Yes.
and it's filled with real, raw, heart-opening stories. And I'm so proud of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. And I just want to say it's been an absolute honor and a pleasure having you as part of this interview series. And just for all of the things that you shared, which were raw and real, which is what this is about. And that is how you embody your life. And so if people wanted to get hold of you or find out more about what you do, where can they do that?
Okay, well, I am active on almost all social media platforms, but you can just find me on my website, www.elifkose.com, or just find me on Instagram, Elif Kose Official, or just get our magazine, theconfidencemagazine.com.
Yes. Where can our listeners get your magazine?
So it's digital
Oh,
and it's also
wonderful.
printed. So digital format can be just downloaded straight away off the website, the www.theconfidencemagazine.com. Or if they want to grab a print, we have got in all the major venues in Brighton, we printed 5,000 copies. We are dreaming of being anywhere in the UK going forward. So currently we're just in East Sussex, but hopefully we'll go beyond soon.
And you will, I'm sure. Elif Köse, transformational confidence coach. Thank you so much for being here. It's been an honor and a pleasure. And I look forward to just really watching you grow and expand even more. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Abby. Thank you,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.